Capitalism. Capitalism, a catalyst for job creation. Why do we always talk about job creation? Because it is important in our lives that everyone ought to have a job to do so that you'll be able to feed yourself and your family. So it is very important. And today I have with me in the studio Honorable Samuel Ashiabo, who doubles as the
Presiding member,
Ablekuma
West Municipal Assembly,
and Benjamin Lechu, CEO of Lechu Clothing. So now we're going for short commercials. When we come back, we are going to dive into the topic. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Children have a very high nutritional demand in relation to their size, and vitamins play an important role in maintaining healthy growth. That is why we at Base Pharmacy Company Limited have introduced Base Vite Kid Drops, a multivitamin drop with 7 essential vitamins including vitamin A, D, B1, B2, B6 and vitamin C to aid your child's healthy growth. Base Vite Kid multivitamin drops have been specially formulated to help meet your child's nutritional requirements, helping them to get back to playtime faster. With Base Vite Kid drops from Base Pharmacy Company Limited. For further inquiries of bulk purchase, call Base Pharmacy Company Limited on 0302 672 317 or 0247 287 853.
This advert is FDA approved.
Grade A Academy is all you need. With our neat, spacious, and serene learning environment, we make sure your child is as good as gold. We also engage in lots of extracurricular activities such as excursion, career day celebrations, games, and so much more. Our canteen also serves the best and nutritional meals with your kids well attended to. And we are ready to enroll your ward from nursery, kindergarten, primary to JHS 1. Admission is currently ongoing. Locate Grade Aim Academy on the Atamills I Street behind Enterprise Insurance or call us on 0542 426 803. Great Aim Academy. We say passion and excellence.
Right back, and this is Fingerprints. As I said earlier on, we're coming to talk about capitalism, a catalyst for job creation. So I have Honorable Samuel Ashiabo here and Benjamin Lechu. I'll give them one minute to tell us something before we start the program. So let's start from Honorable.
All right, good afternoon to all viewers out there. I want to say that it's an honor to be here to talk to the good people of Ghana about today's topic, capitalism. We all know that capitalism is, the trending thing now, and then the more we begin to embrace it, the more it tends to help us in the job creation and improving the standard of living of Ghanaians in general.
Okay, then.
Yeah, good afternoon to our cherished viewers. As you know, Lechu Clothing is my brand name. I'm a fashion designer who is into all kinds of clothes for the public, and also I'm into school uniforms too as well. So to all the headmasters and the headmistresses out there, you can contact Lechu Clothing on 0247 250 345 0247 250 345. Thank you.
Okay. So as Mr. Lechu is saying, if you want to see one of his handwriting, this is his handwriting. Look at how beautiful it is. So if you contact him, you are going to get the best. Okay, now let's come to the studio and let's start from Ben. Ben, we are going to talk about capitalism. So how does capitalism contribute to job creation?
Yeah, thank you. Capitalism has to do with increase in productivity. Honorable said in his introduction, now capitalism is the new trend now. So everybody want to go into their own job creation. Everybody want to create his or his own job. So in this sense, you realize that individuals or business own businesses own companies that they go in it in the sense of profits margin. So you realize that at the end of the day, they produce things that the market wants. So they get their profit in return. Now back to the question: how does capitalism create jobs? It encourages job creation in the form of entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Before one becomes an entrepreneur, one has to sit down, analyze all the things he or she want to bring out. And entrepreneurs are always looking out for new ideas to invest in.
Okay.
Yeah. So, being a job owner doesn't simply mean you are an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Entrepreneur goes the extra mile for you to become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs always take risk. If you are a risk taker, you will become a successful entrepreneur, because they are always taking risks. Because some of them invest in ideas without seeing the blueprint, and some also want to see the blueprint before investing in it. So entrepreneurs always take that risk to invest in ideas, and also it encourages innovation.
Okay.
Yeah. Innovation has to do with new ideas. So what is the different? What is your idea? How is your idea different from the one that is in the market? Is it who keeps producing, or is yours different from what is in the market? So entrepreneurs always look out for these loopholes to invest in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me go to Honorable.
Okay. So I believe that entrepreneurship and capitalism should be moving hand in hand.
Okay.
When we say capitalism, we are simply saying that a situation whereby citizens or private individuals have money to go into their own forms of businesses, rather than the state or smaller groups of citizens coming together to raise money to fund an institutions. Private individuals rather own the institutions. This means that there should be capital available for citizens so that they can easily go into businesses. Capitalism is good and it helps in job creation because it's able to help us go into areas that are gray. As Ben was saying, it helps with innovation. And the more you innovate, the more you're able to create jobs for the citizens and solve the country's unemployment problem. Capitalism helps us to go into areas like education, helps us to go into areas like health, banking, petroleum industry. So all these innovations are very key. And once there is capital in the country, citizens can easily mobilize money and find areas that I'll call gray areas, and then begin to invest in those areas. And through that, there will be job creation in the country as a whole. So capitalism is a very good thing. Ghana, we can say, is a capitalist, but it is tilted more of a capitalist because most of the jobs available are capital, are like private ownerships. So capitalism, it's something that we all need to embrace, but it goes with money. You must have the capital to really champion capitalism. And then we should also know that we should not be limiting ourselves to just Ghana when we are talking about capitalism, because there are other areas that we can take advantage of, or other countries that we can go into. So when we call the Americans a capitalist economy, you see that they are not just focusing on doing businesses within their country, but taking it beyond their country. So if you look at the bigger picture, it's a very good thing. And we should not look at just focusing on Ghana. The question is, how many of our banking institutions, even if we have locally made banks or Ghanaian-owned banks, are operating in Ghana and also moving beyond Ghana?
I can mention one.
Which one do you have?
We have GN Bank.
GN Bank was collapsed. So it's now that President Mahama is doing well
UK is working
to bring it back. But you must start from your home country.
And but it was here before we know the wahala, and now the license has
Yeah. So
been released.
so it means that we need to
have more, as you are
create
saying.
a good environment for the capitalists to do more, so that the burden of unemployment will be reduced in Ghana.
It's very important.
Because the government cannot be doing all these things, and even if they will do it, they can't do it efficiently. If you allow room for capitalism, it means that there will be more competition, and then the competition will also push for effectiveness and efficient delivery of services. Because in the capitalist economy, it is the one who does the business in a better way that wins. So capitalism, it's a good thing that Ghanaians we should embrace in order to solve our unemployment issues here.
Okay, so we ought to embrace capitalism. Now let me come to Ben. So Ben, this time I will implore you to raise your voice. Okay. So what role do private enterprises, just as Honorable mentioned private, so what role do private enterprises play in job creation under capitalism?
In our country, most of the companies here are driven by individuals. They are private owned.
Okay.
So you realize that these private owned companies are the ones making our economy to boom.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have got the resources to be able to push their companies. So you realize that these companies at the end of the day are able to produce more than what the government sector is producing. So these companies always encourage their workers. They love to invest in the human resources that are working there. For example, let's say someone has attained a certain level of education. They want that person to upgrade. So they will look out for the best worker and invest in that person to go study abroad and come back and use that knowledge to help the company. So you realize that most of our well-known individuals are working for the private companies because they have got the resources to be able to pay these individuals. When it comes to the government sector, I stand to be corrected, though they are not properly paid. They are not paid that much. That's why I said I stand to be corrected. But comparing it to the private sector, they pay more.
Okay.
Because they are ready to go the extra mile to keep you. So they will
the private sector.
Yeah. So they will invest well in you. Some of them will go the extra mile to keep that individual. So they will invest in you. But some will not.
Yeah. So it's 50-50.
It's 50.
So as you said this, you see, when you are in the private sector, it's slippery, very, very slippery.
Yes.
Because with the government sector, honorable,
You are
with the
secure.
government sector, you are secure. And so your pension, or maybe they will transfer you from where you are to another place.
Yeah.
But the private sector, it is very slippery. Little mistake, you go.
Yeah, it depends on
That is also one of the reasons why the government sector always underperforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you go there, you do nothing, yes, still you'll be paid for it. So let's not just think about the job security that the government sector gives. We should also think about what we are able to do for the government, because we, the people, are the government.
Yeah.
So if you go to a workplace just to sit there idling about and expecting to be paid, it's not a good thing. The private sector doesn't tolerate that at all. In the private sector, you are paid for your output. The same principle needs to apply in the government sector. You should have a motive that it is my output that will be used to pay me. So once we have that mentality, it can help us so much in the development of our country. Because you go to work, you are not paid. Where should government raise money to pay you? It means that you are rather being a liability to the government. So that is why, for me, I'm in support of the capitalist sector, whereby you have to be paid for your work. and not just your job security or because you are a citizen of a country. I'm even of the view that in this country, if you are in the government sector and you do something wrong, you must be fired to go look for job elsewhere. You don't say that I'm doing a government work, so even if I'm underperforming, I should be kept there. You have to be fired until you go applying for a job again. And when we do that, it's going to kill a lot of bad habits that we have in Ghana.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why the country is not growing is because we are people in Ghana and in the government institution are sabotaging the growth of the government institution. So for me, I'm championing or calling for a situation that you will be in a government industry. When you do something wrong, you must be fired to go look for it, just as it is in the private sector. If you do it that way, to strengthen the few government institutions that we have and the country as a whole.
And they'll be proactive.
Yeah, they'll be more serious in this country.
Okay. Ben, do you have anything to add?
You know, in the private sector, you know that they are always looking out for the best. So they always fish out for the best to invest in. So if the government sector, you have got the best and you are not able to manage them, you realize that the private sector will come for them. So look at all the CEOs of these private companies. Some of them used to be in the government sector, but the private sector saw the best in them and poached them and gave them better conditions. So you realize that the private sector are always looking out for the best to invest in.
Okay, so Honorable, is it that, let's say, we are talking about the capitalism, which is so important, that's how you say. But what you said, is it that those who are in the government sector, is it that because they are not being given some things that they want, that is why they do that, like that's things, or what is it about? Because you see, in the private sector, everybody is seriously working, because you know if you made a mistake, you are going to be fired, or you are going to be suspended, or say charged, or something of that sort. But we don't see those things, as you said, in the government sector. So what are they going to do so that they also work like the private sector, so that here will go forward and will develop the country?
Yeah, honestly, the private sector pays you for your efforts. But in the government sector, there is nothing like that. Someone goes to work in the government sector, spend 8 hours there, and then if they will have to promote you, then it's going to be based on the number of years you have spent in the government sector. Whereas in the private sector, you are going to be promoted based on the level of efficiency that you are able to bring on the table, how you are able to make the company grow. So in the private sector, once you help a company to grow, they identify that, they take notice of that, and then they promote you for that. But in the government sector, they only promote you yearly, annually. So it means that even if you adopt like a basic attitude, you still have to be promoted with time. So as you are saying, there should be some incentive whereby people who are hardworking get more rewarded rather than how old a person has been with the institution. If we do that, it's going to make the government sector more, vibrant and more powerful, more productive, and the government sector will also be good. But our focus is on the capitalism, and for that matter, the private sector. For the private sector, it can also help in job creation through efficient delivery of services. A business survives if it is more efficient. So with the private sector, we all have to make sure that we are more efficient in our delivery of services so that the companies don't collapse. One of the reasons why companies collapse is because of the inefficiency, the poor produce or service that they render to services. So in order for the private sector or capitalism to be strong, it means that we should also focus on delivering with quality goods and services. We are saying that the private sector determines demands and supplies, and for that matter, the prices of goods and services. So if we are all focusing on efficient delivery of services, it means that we will be better serving the people of the country. And if we should have more of the private sector, it means that prices of goods and services will come down. let's say that Ghana is a hub of, production, where we produce some of the things we need. Let's say air conditioning, fans, clothing, food. Processing. We have processing plant to process some of our produce. It means that in effect, price of things are going to be low, and then our standard of living will improve. The more reason why we should champion capitalism is that the government cannot be doing everything. And even if the government is doing all these things, the inefficiency and our poor attitude that we adopt at the government sector doesn't help us. It's one of the reasons why the government sector doesn't perform very well. People go there, sit there, and expect to be paid at the end of the month. It doesn't work that way. So I think, I think that there should be some reforms in the government sector. That once you get in, you don't think that it's your bona fide property. You have to justify yourself to be maintained there. Because the government has a lot of people to give jobs to. So if they fire you, it doesn't mean that they can replace you with another Ghanaian. The person who replace you will probably be a Ghanaian. So we should also look at how we can strengthen the government sector, because it's not everything that we should be giving to capitalists. Let's take communication, for example. For security reasons, we should own our own telecom networks. But here lies the case. We used to have one and we sold it. Do you understand?
That's why
we used to have one and we sold it, which was a mistake we did. So there should be a balance. It's not everything capitalist. There should be a balance, right? If we can have about maybe 40% of the government sector or the social, economy, 60% the capitalists, it will help the government stand on its feet. The telecom industry, see how the communication minister is struggling. We are not supposed. It's not supposed to struggle. If we had our own, it's not supposed to struggle. If we had our own telecom industry, right? We would rather have to determine the pace, produce at efficient and lower prices. But we are here, and then we have these telecom industries exploiting us a lot, right? And charging at high paces, making life of Ghanaians unbearable. We spend a lot of money on telecom. And you need
data.
Data and calls. We spend a lot of money on. And you need data to broaden your horizon. You need data to research. You need data to learn and innovate. So if you are in a country and you can't afford data, it means that you are not learning. You are not upgrading, and it affects your level of innovativeness.
Exactly. So is it that because we are not the owners of the telcos, that is why they are doing that to us?
Yeah, that's one of the main causes. So capitalism is good, but it's not everything we should be saying capitalism. Because today, this security of this country, if you don't own your telecom, and then these telcos decide to shut down all the telecom services, where lies the security of this country? So we should have some backup plans. The police service, the security service, it can be done by the private sector. It should surely have to be done by the government sector. But in the government sector, we need to apply the principles that are in the capitalist, right? The principle, as I want to say, is the attitude you adopt, whereby you are paid for your effort and your efficiency. Not just that you are here thinking your company is yours. The company cannot be yours. It's for all of us, and even including the private sector. People who work in the private sector. The government sector equally belongs to them.
And so we are talking about capitalism. So is the government sector is there, the private sector is there. But what we are now talking about is that every one of us should, in one way or the other, create some job so that you hit your chest that this is what I created, this is what I can also boast of. So this is what we are talking about. Do you have something to
like we always say on this show, that in this country we go to school to come and work for someone, but you don't need to go to school to come and work for someone. You went to school to broaden your knowledge, to come after school, try to set up something. As time goes on, it will keep improving. With hard work and determination, it will keep improving. But when you look at the private sector, they've got this performance tracker that they use to track every employee there. But when you look at our government sector, there is nothing like that, because someone will just come to work, sit 9 to 5, at the end of the day expect to be paid. But at the private sector, because they are always looking out for efficiency, so they are always tracking every employer, what you are bringing on board. Okay, at the end of the day, what you brought on board, does it determine for you to be promoted? But at the government sector, it's not like that. So I think the government sector needs to improve. They should create something like performance tracker that they will be using to track their employees, what you are bringing on board. At the end of the day, is it something that is benefiting the government for you to be promoted, or for you to be paid based on your efficiency?
Okay, so those who go and sit down, does it mean that there's no job for them to do, or there's job but they don't want to do it? Because Honorable, before you come in, I know that they have this appraiser. They do it in the private sector. They do it in the government sector as well. So those who are working in the government sector, by all means, also they are being given that appraisal forms to fill. So is it that the work is there and they are playing that lackadaisical attitude, or what is it about?
Yeah, but nobody sacks you if you are not performing well in the government sector. So the appraisal has become a formality. It doesn't end up anywhere. I want to say that capitalism goes with skills training.
Exactly.
But in this country,
so I saw some skills like
sewing,
Bensfield. Can we bring
sewing,
it back? Exactly.
Yes, okay. Sewing, farming, going to the technical and vocational field. If you look at this country critically, you realize that we are not going into skill training. Most of our youth, we put them in the secondary cycle school where there is no skill training there. We are just going to be theoretically based there. So the problem we are making, and the reason why capitalism is also not growing, is that capitalism needs to grow with ideas and skills. So if you have the idea and you don't even have the skill, at the end of the day, you come out of school and you'll be idle.
Yes.
And you can't create jobs. Even when the money is there, you would not know what to do.
with it.
So one of the problems we are creating in this country is that we put our most intelligent students in the secondary schools, and we put those who are less intelligent at the technical schools.
Hey,
so,
Honorable, did you say less intelligent?
yes, the result shows.
Yes.
No, you're also supporting.
No,
The result shows.
that is our mentality.
No, now that we are doing the school placements, that is what I'm seeing, and that is what is seeing. We put the less intelligent one, those who cannot have access into the secondary school, to the technical level. Instead of us prioritizing the technical level rather, and placing less emphasis on the secondary level, we've turned it upside down. So if you do it this way, how can you strengthen capitalism and job creation in the country? And we all know that government is never able to provide us with the job that we want. So it is also high time we the citizens have to reason up. Do you understand? I believe that if the citizen will reason up, the government will put the government on this stool, and we will know how to tell the government that this is our priority. So invest more in it, and the government will do it. No, so our priority is that we need to focus more in the technical vocational sector and not the secondary schools. Because I wonder how many people in the secondary school can come out and then create jobs after school, can have a product to put on the market to create job and also create a living for himself. Do you understand? So it is high time this colonial mindset, we put it elsewhere and strengthen our technical and vocational education. Education is good if education is done well. You go to a technical and vocational school, you come up with some level of confidence, because of education. Definitely those in the secondary school, they have some level of confidence when they go into such school. It's the same thing we have to do for the technical, so that you come out with the confidence to do business and relate to people, and also a skill attached. So now that we've done it this way, there are people who want to do some. There is a school I was at today.
Okay.
The child wants to do auto mechanic, but the school doesn't do auto mechanic, and you can't tell the child to go to, by the roadside to learn those mechanic or fittering shop. Do you understand?
Okay,
but
so
the child has a
is
very strong passion for the auto mechanic. So as of now, we don't know what to do for the child. So sometimes it's about the system that we have created for ourselves. That is putting us in this kind of situation and joblessness that we find ourselves in.
Okay. So
the reason why I was supporting Honorable is
I'm just putting your leg.
is that even when you look at our homes, when a child doesn't perform well at school, the parent will be like, Koneko Juma.
What does that mean?
Go and learn a trade.
Okay.
It means that you are not intelligent, so go learn a trade. So that means they are pushing you to the technical side. So in this country, we regard people who have learned trade to be people who are not intelligent. And most of these people are intelligent. Especially, example like me. I'm intelligent.
See, if you have a technical field, what it means is that you have a high level of IQ. Maybe you just have challenge with reading and writing. Which when we easily work on that, you can do anything you want to do. You even be a genius rather than someone in the secondary school.
Okay, let's go for a short break. Before we come back and continue. So we go in for short commercials. We come back and continue with this important topic. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Omashi TV ajatwenge keminshe.
Very high nutritional demand in relation to their size, and vitamins play an important role in maintaining healthy growth. That is why we at Base Pharmacy Company Limited have introduced Base Vite Kid Drops, a multivitamin drop with 7 essential vitamins including vitamin A, D, B1, B2, B6 and vitamin C to aid your child's healthy growth. Base Vite Kid multivitamin drops have been specially formulated to help meet your child's nutritional requirements, helping them to get back to playtime faster. With Base Vite Kid drops from Base Pharmacy Company Limited. For further inquiries of bulk purchase, call Base Pharmacy Company Limited on 0302 672 317 or 0247 287 853.
This advert is FDA approved.
Right back, and this is Fingerprints. I'm here with Honorable Samuel Ashiagbo and Benjamin Luchu, and we are talking about capitalism. We can create our own job. So let's start with Ben. Okay, Ben. So the question here I'm going to ask is about competition, right? So how does competition in the capitalist system impact job creation?
Thank you. In the capitalist system, there is always competition there. Because a co-worker is always competing with the co-worker for efficiency's sake. Because a target has been set for both of them. Especially when you look at these private companies, the banks especially, they set target for every employee there.
In the banking sector?
Yes.
And I know this is in the marketing sector.
No, the banking sector,
Okay.
the branch managers, they set target for all of them that at the end of every month, you are supposed to get this amount. Otherwise, your is it your salary or your allowance will be reduced, because you are being paid based on your efficiency. So in the capitalist system, there is this competition, but it fosters unity. It's not a competition that disassociate them, but rather it creates unity among them, whereby you are always trying to compete your brother, so that at the end of the day maybe you will be encouraged with some gift or maybe salary increase. So you realize that in our capitalist world or system, they always push you to the extra limit, because they want the best from you, because they are paying you higher.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because most
some of them are cheaters. They cheat the
because
workers.
Because they've realized that you are not able to fight for yourself.
That's why they are doing that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you are doing what you're supposed to do.
But if you are able to fight for yourself and you let them know what you are worth, they are ready to pay you what
and
you are worth.
You are also afraid that if you say something, maybe they'll kick you off.
No, but even when they kick you off, you can get job elsewhere.
Yes.
Once you have value, you determine the pace.
Yeah.
So in business, if you do it well, people will be rushing because of the value that you give them. That is why we need to be championing capitalism. If a business underpays you, it means because your value is low. If you're able to prove your worth, your value, they will do everything to pay you high. Why is it that some journalists, if I want to use, are paid extraordinary? It's because of their value. So in the private sector, it's all about you giving value for yourself. Do you understand? So we really have to really champion the private sector in order to let this country grow.
Honorable, it's Ben's turn, but no problem. But Honorable,
I'll come in.
don't you also see that you are working in company A, is a private sector. Someone is also working in company B, but the two of you are doing your best possible. But because of where you get, and the foundations are so strong and the cash flow, that is why you are getting that incentives, and that is. But your other friend or colleague or brother, whom maybe you school with, or maybe you have the same qualification with, where he find himself, the cash is not flowing, so it's finding difficulties. Don't you see that way too? So it is like
no, at the end, they depend on you, the value. That's why wherever we are, in fact, you may not have the exposure, but wherever you are, if you give quality service, you will stand out. If you want to use Omashi Media as an example, the station can stand out depending on the quality of the people, their dedication, their motivation. That's what makes a difference. Let one person find you, they will go and recommend you to other people. Then the business will grow. Private sector wouldn't pay you if you don't put anything good on the table. They can't go into that loss. They'll pay you for your value, how you're able to let the company grow. That is why we have to adopt that mentality as Ghanaians. Some of us wanted to go into private sector because we know that that is the rapid way to grow. You don't have to wait annually for a salary increment. So that is why most people in the private sector, you easily find them going on demonstrations, because they know the secret for increment to their pay, value. Some of us keep some people who work with us because of the value that they bring on the table, and we let go of those that cannot bring forth good value. So that's the concept of capitalism. Competition. Competition means efficiency and innovativeness. There are some areas you can't go in Ghana because almost this mobile money, almost everybody is into it. So you want to go into an area where no one has yet had that insight into it, And through that, capitalism will help you create jobs in the country. So capitalism is something that we all have to look up to in this dispensation. But we need the skills and we need the money, the resources to do it. We also need to be visionary. Why is it that you see Chinese, Indians, they understand the concept of capitalism. They have taken it beyond their country to outside. But this country, do we have this foresight? We don't have it. Even within the country, we don't even understand what capitalism is. We don't want to go beyond the boundaries of this. So how would you see the importance of capitalism in this country? Those times where everything will have to be socialist cannot be no more. They are key prime ones that you can make socially. But when it comes to creating jobs, let's give the private sector a chance. They do it more efficiently. And with the competitions, they're able to make the businesses stand. There can be competition, all right, but if the 2 businesses or 3 businesses are all good, they can share the customer base, and all those businesses will be able to survive. Businesses collapse because they don't have clients, and because they don't serve their clients well. If you're able to serve your clients well, they will stay with you. Customers are loyal, and they are loyal to people who are also loyal to them. So it's up to us for the business to be loyal to our client and deliver efficient services.
They also have to be loyal to the workers.
Yeah. So the secret is that you can't do any business without your workers.
Yeah.
You need your workers to serve your clients very well.
Yeah.
So you can't be a businessman when you don't understand the importance of your workers, your human resource. Without your human resource, you are nobody. You can't do anything. And the secret for any business to grow is the people, how well you start treating your workers. It's through that you can treat your customers well. If you don't know how to treat your staff well, how can you treat your customer well? It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. But me, I see that at times you may fall into some terrain where you have the skills, you have the ability, you have everything, but because of where you fall into, that is why maybe you are struggling, and you may be good or better than maybe your friend, but where he or she gets, that is why. That's why I also see it in one way or the other.
Oh yeah, it matters. Sometimes life, we say, is not fair. Do you understand?
Yes, I like this.
Life, we say, is true.
We pray that God should make it fair for us.
It's not true. It is the case. It is. We say, I'm using the word life. We say is not fair, right? But we can do something about it. We can make it fair. It starts with you and I. If you are not fair to someone, how would the person also learn to be fair to someone? So we shouldn't put it in our mind that we lack. In this country and Africa, we can't be giving excuses about what we lack because we have everything. Our problem is ignorance, right? And that is what we need to cure, the problem of ignorance. It's like we have so much abundance that we don't think outside the box. When you do this, God doesn't even bless you. God says that you are even abusing the opportunities that I've given you. You are in a country and a continent that is so abundant in natural resources. The wind, the resources underground, the sun, everything. But we like giving excuses. Do you even think we are being fair in this case to Europe or some continent where there is tsunami and hurricanes and all that? Do you think when we complain, God even thinks we are even fair? Do you understand? So we should always appreciate what we have, where we are coming from, and make the best and maximum output out of it. It doesn't matter where you are coming from.
Okay.
Once you keep giving value, people will know of you. We need to be visionary. Why is it that the Ghana television cannot go like the BBC? We don't have the foresight. We don't have the intention. You understand? We can equally do it. Ghana, we need our own media space that tells our story, our innovativeness, our inventions. But we don't have that vision, let alone coming to the African level, where Africans will talk about their story, what they are doing, what they can do, so that someone doesn't twist the story for them. We don't have that foresight. So we really need to work on our minds. And I mean, the world is going to be full of abundant opportunities for us.
Okay, so then we are talking about capitalism. So let me ask you this question. So what are some potential drawbacks of capitalism in terms of job creation?
No, some of the drawbacks could be income insecurity. You know, in the capitalist world, you are being paid based on your efficiency. You realize that you have the same qualification with a co-worker B, but he's being paid more than you. You realize that his efficiency is more higher than you, because that person is able to bring, let's say, 10 clients at the end of every month, and you are bringing 2.
I mean, you are always at marketing side. Sales. You're always at. Have you done sales before?
Yeah,
he does sales. Once he does his work, he does
I did a bit of marketing.
Because all your that you are saying, channel to sales.
Yeah.
No, see, we are all salespeople. Once we do our own work, we are salespeople.
Yeah.
Because
see, you can't be a businessman.
Are people that they always give target. You understand?
Yeah, every businessman has a target.
But since that is their core.
Because with me, I give target to my people. That at the end of every day, you are supposed to produce this number of clothes. So I'll pay you based on the number of clothes you are able to produce a day. So if you are not able to produce that sales for me, you are putting me in somehow some tight corner, because if the client should come, I don't know what I'm going to tell the client. That means I'm going to disappoint that client. So in the capitalist world, some of the drawbacks could be salary inequality. Because if this person is able to produce that 10, and I'm paying him for that 10, and you produce 2, and you expect me to pay you for 10, you yourself, will you be happy? No, you yourself, will you be happy that I've paid you for 10, but you've produced 2? So
it depends on the work structure. It depends on the work structure. Yes, it depends on the work structure.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's okay then.
Yeah. So the drawbacks for capitalism.
Yeah.
So you see, the cases, they are paper ones and they are common sense ones. Do you understand? So if I want to be point blank, is the ignorance on our part as Ghanaians. We are ignorant. Many of us want government to provide jobs. Now that there is a change of government, many people think government can have to provide them job into security services and all, when there is something they can do, right? So if you don't have that knowledge or idea, last time we spoke about ideas, if you don't have that idea, how can you start something? Even if you want to give birth to a child, it start with an idea. Before that person become a full-grown person, animal as in social animal. Do you understand?
These are also animals.
But I usually don't like saying that, but because of our intelligence.
Yeah, those are slip of tongue, but you are also not.
Yes, so I'm also an animal. Do you understand? But we are more intelligent animal. So ignorance on our part is also a problem. That's why I'm saying we are not able to even move businesses outside Ghana. If you don't do this, what is it? Right? It's because you don't have the mentality to do it. Right? The second one is the lack of skills that we are failing to train. When you put all your youth, your citizens into theoretical education, when they come, the system cannot absorb them until they travel outside the country to places where it is skills that talk. Because it's skills that talk, they are able to create businesses for you to go and work there. If I have a skill into plumbing, I can set up a business, and then I'll then employ these theoretical people there who are not supposed to be so much value because they don't have any core practical skills. Do you understand? The third one is the lack of finance. Do you get it? The finance. Capitalism is about capital. If you have the capital, that is where you can then do a business with it. So in a situation, capitalism is good, but in a situation where you don't have the capital to do it, it's very miserable. There is nothing you can do. So ignorance, lack of skills, lack of capital, I would say they are the drawbacks. And we should look at them very well. The reason why we have to tackle ignorance, or you not having the mentality to do a business, even when you have the capital, is that because without the ideas, if they give you money right now, what are you going to do with it? Do you understand? So ideas are very powerful. If you don't have idea and they give you money right now, you either blow it up or you go and keep it somewhere. And we should know that the more you keep money without doing, the more the money loses its value. The currency that we have, 100 cedis, if you keep it for like 10 years, it's going to become like 1 cedi. It has no use. It's not like gold that when you keep it for 10 years, it's going to have, maybe it's going to become like 1,000 Ghana cedis. Do you understand? So let us not play with ideas at all. You need ideas to have that vision, to know that I'm a capitalist, my business needs to go beyond. Today, look at some, this Melcom and then these Chinese, businesses in Ghana. See, they are going with capitalist mentality. Those businesses are not owned by their government. It's owned by some individuals. I stand to be corrected, but it's owned by private individuals. But how many of us Ghanaians are thinking of owning business in Ghana and going beyond? If you're able to do that, we will eradicate unemployment in Ghana. Unemployment can be eradicated, but it begins with the idea. If you don't have it, you always be a slave to people who have money.
Come again.
If you don't have ideas, you always be a slave to people who have money. You see, people who have money have rich ideas. That is why we don't have to be underestimating people who have money. Some of us made mistake. Growing up, if someone has money, we envy that person. And we even think the person doesn't have sense. The person is wicked. Do you understand? But we are more wicked than those people. Do you understand? If someone is able to create jobs for you to do, isn't he a good person? Sometimes he has to act that way to you because of your negative attitude. It doesn't mean he's a bad person. Money is like, people say, a spirit. If you treat it well, it will come and stay with you. If you don't treat it well, it will go with you.
Okay.
Go and leave you.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah, and you know, some of the drawbacks could be, you know, capitalists, they always take advantage of people. They will always use
How much again?
Capitalists take advantage of people.
How did they take advantage?
No, they use you to gain
What they want.
what they want.
That's how the world is.
But they won't pay you based on what you have done. So it's 50-50. It helps and it takes from you too as well.
No, but that is why when it gets to a point, you also have to create your own business. Yes, the business will appreciate you to a level, but you too, when you know you have reached some capacity, then you should be on your own. And that is how life is. You have to learn somewhere before you can be on your own. So if you are working here, it means that you can go into that media space yourself one day. But you have to reach that level before you can be on your own too. So it's not like they are just using you. It helps you to discover yourself, right? So that when you get there too, you can also know how to handle others. But see, sometimes this is how people give you a platform. You need to be given a platform before you can know what to do. Understand? There are people who don't know what to do. That's what I'm saying. If you give some people billion Ghana cedi right now, they will keep the money. All they can do is to be spending it. Do you understand? They will even be afraid to do anything with. See, there are people who have some properties with them, but they don't know what to do. So ideas are very key. They will just keep it and then the thing will be waste. Somebody has some land somewhere. They don't use it. You understand? That even land is even an appreciable asset. But if it's not an appreciable and you waste it, do you understand? Just by keeping it. If you have a car and you always park that car, are you not wasting it? Some years will come, the metal will not be strong enough to use and you just wasted it. But if you put it to use, you can then generate other assets out of it.
Yeah. So I would, like Honorable said earlier, I would encourage us to go into capitalism, because capitalists always see potentials in people to invest in. If I'm a capitalist and I invest in you, maybe one day you would want to leave. I'll keep investing in you because I know what I'm getting from you. So I will keep investing in you till I become fed up of you. Then I'll let you go. Maybe by then you may not have that strength to work.
But you see, there is that case like football teams, whereby some players are paid more than the team. They become their assets. So those are some rare cases. So I mean, it's not always the case that the capitalists exploit people. They bring about competition and they bring about innovativeness. Innovativeness goes into problem solving. Capitalists sees that I've seen that there is a problem somewhere. These people don't have a car to commute their goods and services. What can I do? Should I use bicycle? Should I use abubuya, tricycle, a pass? That's the problem. Which one will be more efficient? Which one can the people afford? That's what capitalism seeks to do. You would not want to go into a market that is already saturated, because when they invest there, it will collapse. You go into areas where there are upcoming opportunities. Like, let me not go there.
Don't go there. Our time is almost up, so your last one.
Well, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to talk about capitalism. Capitalism, I believe, can help solve Ghana's unemployment problems. There are a lot of areas that we can delve into to create jobs and also make the standard of living of Ghanaians better. Let us not always expect people to come and do it for us. We should start here and go outside the boundaries of Ghana with the idea of capitalism in mind. There is no country that is absolutely capitalist or socialist. But from the picture of what's going on, if you study countries like Canada, US, you see that capitalism has placed them far. Today, there is not even something like typical socialist. The few ones should be tackling your key government institutions, some for health. Even the health, you need competition. Security service, right? And then telecom. There are certain areas, but majority of it should be capitalist based.
Thank you, Honorable. Then your last word. Our time is up.
Yeah. No. I wanted to say something, but no, I'm a fashion designer, luxury clothing. You can contact me on 0247 250 345. 0247 250 345. Thank you.
Thank you. So, viewers, this is where time will allow us to draw the curtains down for today's program. As Ben said, if you want to sew, maybe for your school or maybe for yourself, just look at how nice top I've put on. He will do it for you. So contact him so that you get the best. My name is Ni Edai Kofi. Thank you all for making a time and a date with us. Until next week, we say bye for now.
Mashi TV. Ajatwengme Keminshe.